It's probably the worst mechanical outcome that could have happened. So no more driving the car, that's for sure.
It was a Friday, end of afternoon.
We look around, we see all this oil coming down, and we're gonna have to fix it.
I sometimes wonder how we can be so lucky.
Load her up and jump in and just follow me. Yeah. And then I'll get you off the road and then you can work out what's going on. Thank you.
It's less than a week after our departure that we already broke down with the biggest mechanical on the trip so far.
That's bad.
Oh, that sucks. It took so much time, but I found it.
We are Nick and Mathilde, and we've left everything behind to travel the 7 continents with our Land Rover Defender, the Albatross.
Europe, North America, South America, Antarctica, Australia, Asia, and Africa. A world tour for real. We want to see it all.
Join us for the best, the worst, the fantastic, the boring, the headaches, the beauty of every single moment of this journey around the world. This is day 745 and we are in Geraldton, Western Australia.
This is the next Meridian expedition. Hey everybody. Well, what happened here?
Gosh, everything started so well. We were at the end of our first week driving with our Land Rover Defender, the Albatross, in Australia. We had an amazing first week and we stopped in this coastal town called Geraldton just to refuel, do groceries, little shopping, ready for heading north of Western Australia. We had such a good schedule. And it was a Friday, end of afternoon. It has to be a Friday, end of afternoon.
It always is, yeah. We were driving out of Geraldton and we were on our way to go find a bivouac spot, and just as we leave there's like this tiny little uphill, and as we go up the hill I just see a huge smoke coming out and I was like, whoa, and I thought something was on fire. So I was like, Mathilde, quick, jump out and let's, you know, look for this fire and then let's turn it off. Jump out, we're looking around, we can't see it, and then it's coming off the engine, so we turn off the engine. So no more driving the car, that's for sure. And we noticed that it actually was just tons of oil coming out of the engine, and I was like, oh no, you know, that probably means the same thing as we had in the US, you know, just a blow by and the engine has pressurized, and so oil is seeping out from somewhere and it's just all gonna come out. And we're gonna have to fix it. We look around, we see all this oil coming down, we pull the oil stick, it's pretty empty, and we're like, okay, this sucks. I look around for the oil with Mathilde and we can't figure it out, but we do see an oil coming out from the bottom of the engine, and we're saying, okay, it's not exactly the same as the US. So I'm like, okay, let me call a mechanic. So I'm calling the mechanic.
And all the mechanics were like, Monday 8 a.m. at best, you know. Yeah. And you're here on the side of the highway on a Friday, everything is closing. There's a caravan park not too far away, we could have spent the weekend there. And right when Nick was actually figuring out to call the tow truck of the insurance, there's a car that stops on the side of the road and Julian comes out.
Load her up and jump in and just follow me. Yeah. And then I'll get you off the road and then you can work out what's going on. Thank you. No problem.
Like the first thing he said was, don't worry, there's no problem, we'll figure it out. Like he was like so reassuring from the get-go. He happened to be a diesel engine mechanic for bigger trucks, but still, I mean, he has an idea of what's happening in there. And he ran the first diagnostic very quickly, misfire cylinder 3, I think, that's what we got. And he was like, we can't really do anything here. It's going to get dangerous, night is coming. Let me tow you to my place, it's 1 kilometer away, just up the hill. We'll figure it out from there. Yeah, we just trusted him and he towed us to his place.
Yeah, and this is where Albatross is now parked, in his garage. Julian is very nice. He's like, guys, really don't stress, and he repeats it a lot of times. You can hear in our voices and in our face expressions that we're a little upset and kind of tired of this situation. So he's like, guys, wait, don't worry. Everything gets fixed and your cars will be fine. Have a beer. And now he's emptying his garage so that we can put Albatross in here while we work. He kept saying, guys, don't worry. You guys think only about the engine and I'll think about the house and whatnot. You guys are welcome. Seriously, don't worry. And we were just like, man, this guy is super nice.
I don't know how luck like this happens.
We're so lucky.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Guess who's back? It's done.
Ooh.
Oh, he's ready to go.
There we go. Obviously, all evening we were like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? So I was Googling tons of things and we knew we had this problem in the US. And so I was telling Julian, I think, you know, if we were to change these pieces, it should be fine. So he said, yeah, let's try it out.
Do you want cardboard or something underneath it?
That's all right. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 has these little valves. You've got to be really gentle.
Real careful.
Oh, sweet. Oh, this is the one, isn't it? A little bit of carbon on the base.
We just got to check to see the ends because apparently.
This one's pretty nasty.
Yeah, that's 4, isn't it?
I mean,
It's dirty, doesn't it? Like smoke.
yeah.
This one, it's number 4.
Interesting. So these are the little copper washer, exactly what we changed in the USA when we had the exact same problem. So hopefully this is it. So here, this one is not very round anymore. It looks like it has a dent. Put all the seals back in, clean it out, close it up.
No worries.
Sweet.
So that's the test.
Now it's a test. There's a lot of people watching.
Pressure's on.
Pressure is on.
Oh, good eye. I'll try it, go. No good, that's bad.
Okay, great. Oh, that sucks. So together we remove the injectors. Boom, go again, and nope. A lot of smoke coming out, way too much blow by. Blow by just means a lot of pressure in the engine, and that's because there's a crack somewhere. And so he's like, it's probably the piston, because that's what usually happens on our engines. And yeah.
Yeah, it was that Saturday we had a lot of hope because you had all the spare parts from
Luckily.
our experience in the US and we got the help of Julian. So I was almost like, we're done, like we're going to like set it up, it will go again immediately. So Saturday evening the hope really went down. We were like, shoot, what happened?
How are you feeling?
Both. This is the translation in French means like not so great.
Not so great. So we tried to do it, we changed all the parts, we cleaned it up well.
Still the same problem, we still have tons of smoke coming out. Nick will reach out to every single mechanics we know that has a bit of experience on this engine to try to know more.
But it's probably a broken piston or an engine change. So pretty great, huh?
Don't
It's
say
a
it.
great 5 days in Australia. Luckily we do have an amazing sunset over there, and it doesn't end with that. We're super lucky to have, you see this house behind me? So that's the house of Jess and Julian. They've hosted us. He has this garage and tons of tools, and he said, guys, you know, use whatever you want, spend the time you need. So Albo is parked in here, and you won't believe it, but behind their garage, behind their house, they actually have a full little apartment. Ta-da!
I sometimes wonder how we can be so lucky. You know,
Yeah.
like, is it a normal thing? Is it happening for everyone or it's just us?
I'm gonna end it here because we have a bit of thinking to do, we have a lot of planning to do, and we're crossing our fingers. Please do the same because we're hoping we don't need to change an engine, and we're hoping it's not a piston, but chances are pretty crappy for us. Anyways, peace.
Nick went online. He like contacted everyone in the Defender world in Western Australia, and we got put in contact with other mechanics, like independent mechanics, including one we had met a bit randomly the same day when we had the breakdown. And he reached out to us. He was like, hey guys, I've seen your post on Facebook. I think it's you that I met on Friday. If you want, I can help. Welcome back to Geraldton. It's Sunday and there's an amazing guy who's a Land Rover mechanic and accepted to take a look at Albert today. Let's go see them and see if they're seeing anything interesting. I swear, Australians, the best kind of people. Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. That give us a tiny bit of something to do on a Sunday. Even if it doesn't work, then it keeps us busy.
I'll get the laptop set up and we'll do a relative compression on it, and I reckon yeah, we'll get a good idea from that.
Okay.
And that'll show us sort of how the engine cylinders are looking. If one's down on compression, then we'll probably pull the injectors out and have a look.
Have a look with the camera, you mean? With the...
Yeah, I'll probably have a look there.
I'll let them work for a bit and they will give me feedback on the result of their little analysis. But man, that's a bummer. I mean, I remember still last week we were doing a video about how great it was to be back on the road with Albo. I was even like preparing, let me show you. I was preparing this list of potential videos that we could do in the great places we were going to be. So yeah, a bit of a bummer. We'll go check the diagnostic in just a bit. In the meantime, I'm left with so much time in my hands. But I'll take 1 minute out of the video to talk to you about the partner. I mean, you know how it works. They keep us on the road, so we're really happy. And Incogni, we've worked with them since Argentina already. It's basically a service that helps you get rid of all those junks, all those spam emails. You really never know where they're from, you know, like you don't even subscribe to some stuff and you still receive emails, but I don't know, Bluetooth connected sleeping mask or crazy things like that. But it's because your data is basically sold by some companies to other random individuals and companies, and you don't even have the control on it anymore. And so what Incogni does is exactly that. They go and track the people who sell your data. They ask them nicely to delete it, and then they ask them a bit less nicely to delete it. And they go through the whole legal process of like making sure they erased your name, data, and committed to never sell it again. Completed 59 successful requests for deleting my name to 59 companies. And 3 are still in progress. Somehow, I'd love if Incogni existed for engine failures. Don't know quite how it would work. Reach out to Ford and say, Ford, never do that again. And Ford would be like, all right, mate, never doing that again. If you want the real Incogni, the one that helps you get rid of spam email in your mailbox, use the code NMEXP and the link in description. It gives you 60% off an annual subscription. It might be interesting for you if your mailbox is also a battlefield. Now let's return to the other battlefield. The engine room.
Alright, and then...
So if we get, as soon as the motor's here,
Yeah.
yeah, like I say, we'll get the weekend, we'll get it done.
Okay. Because it takes 2 days, you're saying, out in 12 hours, so
Pretty
2 full
well,
days. Then.
yeah.
Okay, shoot. Diagnostic.
Alright, so it's always hard, you know, we're not the best mechanics, but we know some stuff, and then we've had 2 guys looking at the car, we've talked to a few people on WhatsApp, and the best way forward is 2 options. The first option is remove the engine, open it all up, check what's going on, probably change the pistons, then you have to recalibrate everything, you have to bring the engine into all this machining. So they said more or less you can do that way, or you can do another one, which would just be an engine swap. You order a new engine in, it arrives, and in 2 days they can get this one out and put the new one in. In terms of timing, it's much faster. It would be 2 weeks instead of a month or more. And money-wise, because of the machining on option 1, where you change the pistons and whatnot, it would cost a lot just because you're getting all these external suppliers handle your engine. And buying all the spare parts, it would probably cost the same price as just swapping an engine and buying a new one. So we're going with an engine swap. Yay!
When he said that, I didn't believe it.
Sorry, Albo, but you're getting a whole new heart.
He's happy.
Oh, Albo doesn't really care. He's like, if you're giving me a new heart, I'm freaking excited. So I think he's like, yay!
Nick was like, we swap engine. And I was like, no.
Nah, Mathilde didn't believe me.
And he was like, yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's actually happening. Before we left on the trip, we heard so many stories of people switching engines in this type of Defender, in this model of Defender. Everything went like this, that it almost feels like we've suppressed the whole stressful part and we just went straight to the solution, which is awesome.
We surfed on the mechanical nightmare.
Seriously. Yeah.
Have you ever done engine shopping?
Yeah, you literally type in the engine and there's actually a whole catalog of all these engines and you just pick your engine and it's got a price to it, and it's funny, you can just order one and boop, you get an engine at your house just like that, just like you're ordering clothes.
But it was complicated for us because we could go through Land Rover and get it directly, you know, like vetted by Land Rover. But that was like 25,000 Australian dollars for a new engine. Or we know that in this specific car, it's actually a Ford engine that is tiny bit tweaked to be adapted to this Land Rover. And the Ford engine was advertised at like 8,000 Australian dollars. Yeah. But then you need to find the right Ford variation.
It's a 2.2. I called multiple Ford companies.
The Transit version is a slightly different ejector partner, but I think it's got something to do with the pressures or the trim.
Sure. I was telling you to know if you had, they sell injectors and they told me you might have them. Good for you. Oh, okay, cool, sweet. I'll send them that. I'll send that, and I'll send. You receive my text messages or not? It doesn't make sense for the engine anymore because it's such, and I'd like to put that same one on again. Awesome. So that's the only one you have in stock then? Yeah, because we're foreign, so meaning that. It says here 2014 Land Rover Defender. Yeah, this one is already in Perth. Yeah. Can you imagine?
By the end of the 48 hours, every single like Land Rover reseller or Ford engine reseller knew about the French dude in Geraldton that had broke down his engine and was looking for a new one.
This one, just because it's right here, it's ready to go. They're from South Africa, they're brand new. Just feels legit. Alright, Michael, let me know so that I can make the payment and let's get on it. Awesome. It took so much time, but I found it. We got a new engine. We got a new engine. Oh man. We found the right engine and we bought it. It was, it's an engine brand new, 0 kilometers to it, coming from South Africa. That's already in Perth, and it was perfect.
And at that point, we just had to be patient, and it's also where we kind of realized we're in the best of the worst situation somehow, because we're hosted by this amazing family. We went to the football game of the daughters of Julian and Jess. We cooked tacos for everyone. They cooked fish and chips for us. We had drinks in front of the sunset with them. They're hosting us in this amazing place.
We offered our help to our host Julian and Jess. But no gesture could be as strong as theirs, opening their door to 2 complete strangers on the side of the road. You don't see them much on camera following their wish to remain discreet, but we thank them immensely and now count them as friends we hope to see again in the future.
You have this little Peugeot. They said that we could use it whenever we want. They're very, very nice, and he even made a little joke saying, well, it's a French car, you should know how to use it, and on top of it, it probably is the car you want to drive. So we said, yeah, sure. It's really kind of them to have lent us this little car. It's awesome. They have pomegranates. I think they have avocado and a mango tree. They have lemon and lime and chickens. Look at these chickens. Hello, guys. And what's awesome is when you open this door. So let's try and get it. Every morning we get fresh eggs. Look at that. So this is every morning right here. That's pretty cool because every morning we can take a few very fresh eggs every morning. Pretty nice, pretty cool.
And we had a bit of time at that point waiting for the engine and the spare parts, so we could go and visit Geraldton. I mean, we're still in Western Australia, so it's a beautiful beach and there's a cute town just 10 kilometers away, so yeah. silver lining. And so now it's time for Albo to be moved to the workshop and to do the big engine swap. Big day today.
Yep. In 15 minutes, Julian is coming with a tow truck. We're going to put Albo on a tow truck, bring it to the garage in town. And the mechanic said this afternoon we'll start removing the engine, and probably by tonight it should be out. Can you imagine?
You ready for it?
Yeah, definitely. So we bring it in, and then the rest will be in the next episode.
Next week, we change engine on this beast.
The Albatross is on. Alright, well, we're gonna go think about what's coming up next.
Have you ever, like, engine shop? It's like engine shopping.
I've never gone to an engine shop, but yeah.
You know, I'm really good at shopping.
Yeah.
I can't let you go, baby. I just wanna tell you that. No, 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 no. Yeah. All of my friends say